Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Richard Dean Anderson is an American actor, producer, and philanthropist, best known for his iconic roles in television that defined the action and adventure genres of the late 20th century. Born on January 23, 1950, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Anderson grew up with a creative and outdoorsy spirit. As a young man, he was drawn to music, sports, and travel. And these passions would later shape the grounded, adventurous persona that became his trademark on screen. Before pursuing acting, Anderson dreamed of becoming a professional hockey player. However, a serious injury ended that ambition, prompting him to explore other creative outlets, including theater and music. He attended St. Cloud State University and later Ohio University, studying drama before setting out on a journey across North America, traveling by bicycle and working odd jobs. These experiences gave him a deep appreciation for independence and storytelling, elements that would later infuse his most famous characters. Anderson's first major break came in 1976 when he was cast as Dr. Jeff Weber on the daytime soap opera General Hospital. His charisma and natural charm made him a fan favorite, but it was his next role that would make him a household name worldwide. In 1985, Anderson was cast as Angus MacGyver in the television series MacGyver. The show followed the titular secret agent who used scientific knowledge, quick thinking, and everyday materials to solve complex problems, famously creating gadgets and solutions without the use of guns. Anderson's portrayal of MacGyver made him a cultural icon. The character became synonymous with intelligence, ingenuity, and moral integrity. The series ran for 7 seasons, from 1985 to 1992, and spawned TV movies, a reboot series, and even a verb in the English language, to MacGyver something, meaning to fix or improvise with limited resources. Following MacGyver, Anderson continued his successful television career with another legendary role, Colonel, later General, Jack O'Neill in Stargate SG-1, which premiered in 1997. The series expanded on the mythology of the 1994 film Stargate, and Anderson's performance helped turn it into one of the longest-running science fiction shows in history. His combination of dry humor, leadership, and humanity anchored the series and endeared him to a new generation of fans. Anderson also served as an executive producer on the show, taking a strong interest in its creative direction and tone. He remained a central figure in the Stargate franchise until gradually stepping back to spend more time with his family in the mid-2000s. Off-screen, Anderson is known for his humility, environmental advocacy, and commitment to humanitarian causes. A lifelong lover of nature and the outdoors, he has supported numerous environmental organizations, including the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society and the Earth Rivers Expedition. He is also a devoted father to his daughter, Wiley Quinn Anna Rose Anderson, whom he has often credited as the main reason he chose to slow down his acting career and focus on family life. Though he has largely retired from regular acting, Richard Dean Anderson remains a beloved figure in pop culture. His portrayals of clever, compassionate heroes continue to inspire fans and influence generations of TV protagonists who rely more on intelligence and ethics than brute force. Whether as the inventive MacGyver or the witty, loyal Jack O'Neill, Anderson's legacy is one of integrity, imagination, and enduring warmth, qualities that have made him one of television's most respected and enduring stars. In his later life, Richard Dean Anderson became known not only for his television legacy but also for his grounded, reflective approach to fame and success. After decades in the public eye, he deliberately stepped away from the fast-paced world of Hollywood, preferring a quieter, more personal life. Living primarily in Southern California, near the ocean, Anderson embraced a slower rhythm centered around family, nature, and environmental work. His daughter, Wiley Quinn Anna Rose Anderson, born in 1998, became the central focus of his world. Anderson often said that fatherhood changed his priorities completely, that his perspective on work, travel, and fame shifted the moment she was born. He took extended breaks from acting during Stargate SG-1's later seasons to spend more time at home, a decision that fans respected deeply. In interviews, he described raising Wiley as the most important role of his life, and he has continued to support her as she pursued her own creative endeavors in theater and writing. Anderson's enduring interest in environmental causes has also been a defining part of his later years. A passionate supporter of ocean and wildlife conservation, he became an active spokesperson for the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society, working alongside founder Paul Watson to protect marine life and promote sustainable environmental practices. He has also supported the Waterkeeper Alliance and the Make-A-Wish Foundation, reflecting his commitment to humanitarian and ecological causes. His activism is not performative. He prefers hands-on involvement and uses his celebrity to raise awareness without seeking attention for himself. In terms of personality, Anderson has long been admired for his humor, warmth, and humility. Despite his fame, he has remained approachable and down-to-earth, often joking about his anti-celebrity tendencies. He has said he never wanted to be a Hollywood star in the traditional sense. He just wanted to tell good stories and make people smile. This humility resonated deeply with his fan base, many of whom describe him as a gentle giant, or the hero you'd actually want as a friend. Even though Anderson has appeared less frequently on screen since the mid-2000s, he has made special appearances in various Stargate spin-offs, including Stargate, Atlantis and Stargate Universe, as well as at conventions around the world, where he remains warmly received by fans. His participation in conventions is often characterized by humor, affection for his co-stars, and gratitude toward the audiences who supported him across multiple generations. Outside of acting and activism, Anderson continues to indulge in the simple pleasures he has always loved: photography, music, camping, and time spent near the water. He has described himself as a lifelong wanderer who still enjoys spontaneous road trips and quiet moments outdoors. His love for adventure and creativity, evident in his younger years, has never left him. It has simply found a calmer, more introspective form. Richard Dean Anderson's legacy extends far beyond his roles. To fans, he represents the ideal of the kind-hearted hero, intelligent, resourceful, and morally grounded. His influence can be seen in countless modern characters who follow in MacGyver's footsteps, using brain over brawn and compassion over violence. In an era when action heroes were often defined by aggression, Anderson redefined the archetype, showing that true strength comes from thoughtfulness, empathy, and integrity. Today, Anderson remains an enduring symbol of television's golden age, a man whose work continues to inspire loyalty, nostalgia, and admiration across the world. His career, marked by intelligence, humor, and authenticity, reflects not just the story of an actor, but of a man who always stayed true to himself, his family, and his values. Beyond MacGyver and Stargate SG-1, Richard Dean Anderson's career encompasses a wide range of television and film roles that demonstrate his versatility, humor, and emotional depth as an actor. While his two landmark series cemented his place in popular culture, His earlier and lesser-known projects also reveal an artist willing to experiment with tone and genre, from romantic drama to science fiction and comedy. After his breakthrough on General Hospital in the late 1970s, Anderson spent much of the early 1980s honing his craft across different types of television work. He appeared in Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, 1982-1983, a light-hearted musical drama series inspired by the 1954 film, where he played Adam McFadden, one of the seven brothers. Though short-lived, the show showcased Anderson's natural charisma and ability to embody warmth and family values, qualities that would later become central to MacGyver. He also appeared in several TV movies, including Ordinary Heroes, 1986, where he portrayed a blind Vietnam veteran struggling to rebuild his life, and Past the Bleachers, 1995, a poignant story about grief, mentorship, and redemption. These performances demonstrated that Anderson could handle emotionally complex roles that went beyond action and adventure. In the mid-1990s, Anderson took on another major television role as Ernest Pratt, Nicodemus Legend in the series Legend, 1995. Set in the Old West, the show combined elements of steampunk, humor, and heroism, with Anderson playing a writer who reluctantly becomes the real-life version of his fictional character, a gadget-wielding hero. Though Legend lasted only one season, it earned a devoted cult following and critical praise for its clever writing and Anderson's playful yet grounded performance. Many fans see it as a creative bridge between MacGyver and Stargate SG-1, blending intelligence, wit, and a sense of wonder. His film work, while less extensive than his television career, includes appearances in Through the Eyes of a Killer, 1992, where he played against type as a menacing antagonist, and Pandora's Clock, 1996, a suspense thriller about a deadly virus outbreak aboard an airplane, a role that allowed him to channel intensity and urgency in a high-stakes setting. He also starred in the romantic comedy Firehouse, 1997, exploring lighter, character-driven storytelling. But it was Stargate SG-1 that truly showcased Anderson's depth as both an actor and a producer. His portrayal of Colonel Jack O'Neill struck a perfect balance between sardonic humor, leadership, and vulnerability. O'Neill was a military man who carried the weight of loss but faced the universe with resilience and dry wit, qualities that mirrored Anderson's own real-life balance of seriousness and playfulness. Working with the show's creative team, he helped set the tone of camaraderie and moral reflection that distinguished SG-1 from other science fiction series of its era. During the early 2000s, as Stargate SG-1 grew into a massive international franchise, Anderson's presence expanded to spin-offs and crossovers such as Stargate, Atlantis and Stargate Universe. His leadership both on-screen and behind the scenes helped guide the franchise through its most successful years, and his chemistry with co-stars like Michael Shanks, Amanda Tapping, and Christopher Judge remains fondly remembered by fans. When Anderson gradually stepped back from full-time acting, he continued to make guest appearances and cameos, delighting fans with his trademark humor and warmth. He also embraced convention appearances and charity events, using them as opportunities to stay connected to his audience while raising awareness for environmental causes. In recognition of his contributions to television and humanitarian work, Anderson has received numerous honors, including several Saturn Awards for Stargate SG-1, as well as recognition from environmental groups. In 2005, he was honored with the Jules Verne Award for Lifetime Achievement, acknowledging his impact on science fiction and adventure storytelling. To this day, Richard Dean Anderson's career stands as a testament to the power of intelligence and heart in entertainment. Unlike many of his contemporaries who built their fame on spectacle or controversy, Anderson's appeal has always been rooted in decency, authenticity, and wit. His heroes, whether improvising with a paperclip or commanding a starship team, embodied a moral compass that inspired viewers to think before acting, to care about others, and to face challenges with creativity rather than aggression. Richard Dean Anderson's legacy stretches far beyond the roles he played. He helped redefine what it means to be a television hero. His impact can be seen across decades of pop culture, influencing the tone, ethics, and intelligence of countless characters that followed in his footsteps. Both MacGyver and Stargate SG-1 became cultural landmarks not only because of their concepts, but because Anderson infused them with humanity, humor, and an authentic moral grounding that resonated across generations. The MacGyver legacy MacGyver, which first aired in 1985, was revolutionary in its portrayal of a hero who solved problems without resorting to violence. In a decade dominated by gun-toting action figures like Rambo or the A-Team, Anderson's MacGyver stood out for his intellect, compassion, and creativity. Using everyday items, a paperclip, duct tape, a Swiss Army knife, MacGyver demonstrated that ingenuity could be more powerful than force. Anderson's performance made him more than just a character. He became a symbol of resourcefulness and nonviolence. Educators, parents, and scientists often cited MacGyver as an inspiration for young viewers to think critically and pursue careers in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Even NASA credited the show for sparking interest in problem-solving and engineering. The term MacGyvering entered the dictionary as a synonym for clever improvisation, a linguistic tribute to Anderson's portrayal. Anderson himself contributed to the show's ethos. He insisted that MacGyver should avoid using guns, preferring to find peaceful solutions whenever possible. His portrayal helped humanize the archetype of the action hero, brave yet empathetic, independent yet deeply moral. It wasn't just entertainment, it was a weekly lesson in creativity, ethics, and environmental awareness. The Stargate SG-1 era and cultural influence. If MacGyver made Anderson a household name, Stargate SG-1 solidified his reputation as one of television's most respected and enduring stars. Premiering in 1997, SG-1 continued the story of the Stargate universe from the 1994 film, but expanded it with deeper world-building, philosophical themes, and an ensemble dynamic. As Colonel Jack O'Neill, Anderson brought a mixture of sardonic humor, vulnerability, and quiet heroism that balanced the show's science fiction elements with humanity. His O'Neill was not a flawless soldier, but a man burdened by loss, constantly questioning authority, and guided by a deep moral conscience. Anderson's humor, often improvised, lightened the tone and gave the series its signature mix of drama and levity. Behind the scenes, he also influenced the show's collaborative atmosphere. His leadership mirrored his characters, firm but kind, with an emphasis on teamwork. Co-stars frequently described him as generous, self-deprecating, and fiercely loyal, qualities that help make the production a family-like environment. Stargate SG-1 went on to run for 10 seasons, spawning multiple spin-offs, films, and an enormous fan community that remains active decades later. Humanitarianism and environmental work. While many actors fade from public life after their peak fame, Anderson continued to channel his influence into humanitarian work. His lifelong respect for nature translated into a genuine commitment to environmental causes. As an ambassador for the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society, he supported direct action campaigns against illegal whaling and ocean exploitation. Anderson's involvement wasn't symbolic. He lent his voice, presence, and financial support to various missions, advocating for the preservation of marine life. He has also worked with UNICEF, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and other charitable groups, often emphasizing compassion, sustainability, and global responsibility. Fans have long admired that the same ethical core that defined his characters guides his real-life choices, a rarity in Hollywood. Personal philosophy and lasting appeal. Anderson has always described himself as a reluctant celebrity. Fame, for him, was never the goal. Storytelling, adventure, and connection were. His philosophy centers on curiosity, humility, and living in balance with the natural world. He once said, "I don't need to be the best actor in the room. I just need to tell the truth in the moment." That authenticity is what fans see in every role he's ever played. Today, even though he appears less frequently on screen, his cultural footprint remains vast. The MacGyver reboot, 2016 to 2021, introduced the character to a new generation, and while Anderson chose not to participate, his influence was evident throughout. Fans still celebrate his version as the definitive one, a hero who thought his way out of danger and cared deeply about the world around him. Meanwhile, Stargate continues to thrive through conventions, online communities, and fan-led campaigns for revival. Anderson is often honored as the heart of the franchise, representing its humor and humanity. His influence can also be seen in later sci-fi heroes, from Battlestar Galactica to The Expanse, where characters blend intelligence, moral depth, and vulnerability, echoing O'Neill's spirit. Legacy. Richard Dean Anderson's body of work represents more than just successful television. It reflects a vision of what heroism can be. His characters taught generations that courage comes from intellect, empathy, and humor, not from dominance or aggression. Whether fixing a bomb with a paperclip or leading an intergalactic mission with a smirk, Anderson's heroes are thinkers, protectors, and humanists. He leaves behind a legacy that transcends entertainment, a reminder that kindness, imagination, and integrity never go out of style. For millions of fans worldwide, Richard Dean Anderson isn't just a television star, he's a symbol of decency, curiosity, and the enduring power of compassion. In recent years, Richard Dean Anderson has continued to embody the grounded, thoughtful, and quietly humorous qualities that have defined him throughout his career. Though largely retired from active acting work, he remains an enduring presence in the hearts of fans, an icon of television's golden age whose influence continues to ripple across popular culture, science fiction, and humanitarian work. Later years and public appearances. After stepping back from Stargate SG-1 in the mid-2000s, Anderson deliberately chose a slower pace of life. His main focus became his daughter, Wiley Quinn Anna Rose Anderson, and his deep connection with the natural world. Living near the Pacific Ocean, he found peace in simplicity, kayaking, hiking, photography, and spending time with friends and family. His life, by his own description, became less.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.